Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies, how the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. PetVivo has a tool for veterinary doctors to manage osteoarthritis in horses and dogs. And with me is the CEO, John Lai, to bring us up to date on the company. Great to have you back here at the NASDAQ.
Very happy to be back.
So you were talking about how some veterinarians have this product and they have discovered other uses for it. So tell me about that. What are these uses?
Yeah, every time we go to a conference, we have vets coming up and saying, well, we used it for this, we used it for that, and we're getting really good results, and we love hearing those ideas. We think of all these, but we can't just keep doing studies on everything, you know, so it's good to have real-world applications come to us. And one of the interesting ones was a recent conference we had in Charleston, South Carolina, on rehab veterinary medicine. Some of the vets came to us and said, we've been using, you know, bone marrow stem cells and getting great results, but the problem is the stem cells dissipate from the area of treatment, 80% of them within 24 hours. And they were thinking, if we use your platform, because one of your clinical research work that you did with the NIH money we got was using our platform to disseminate drugs and other products into the body. They said, do you think it would work with the stem cells holding in place? We would get much better results. And we said, well, we actually did that for some animals and it worked really well. So we're excited to see what the feedback is from them on that application. But we love the veterinary field because they're thinking how we can use this in other applications.
There's some innovation going on out in the field, it sounds like.
Oh, it's great. It's great, yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned Charleston, so that's your most recent conference. That was a rehab conference. So
yeah.
Tell me about that a little bit, and how was PetVivo received?
So we were the platinum sponsor because we had a couple of vets that really been using our product almost 2 years. And they were the key speakers. So we decided to sponsor, and then within the presentations and wet labs, they brought out how they were using Spring, the success they were having. So these conferences are one of the key drivers for veterinary adoption in the field, because vets like hearing from other vets their success stories, and it makes them feel much more comfortable to use the product.
Yeah, let's talk about the Spring product a little bit, just for people who aren't familiar with it. How does it work?
Sure. So we developed a protein particle matrix that mimics cartilage and tissue. And these are naturally derived products. So the base proteins are collagen, elastin, and the carbohydrate that binds everything is heparin. Those are the building blocks of human tissue or animal tissue. And because of that, we've been declared on the human side as a human medical device, because it doesn't create anything different. And the function, it's a mechanical function that makes it work. So when the particles go into the joint, it basically starts to form a scaffolding. It mimics the cartilage that used to be there, so it functions just like cartilage, but it's wet and lubricious, so it helps lubricate the joint every time the animal's moving.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so cats. So I mentioned dogs and horses. Cats is another potential application, and you have a study coming out on that soon.
Yeah, it should be around July. We'll be presenting at one of the conferences. The interesting thing is, I talked earlier about vets using it on different projects and functions, and quite a few vets have injected cats, and they're doing extremely well. So we're very happy about that, and with the increase in education to the consumers on how to identify osteoarthritis in your cat. It's really cool tests, red flag tests. So watching your cat coming off a table, how they respond is a very good clue if they're developing osteoarthritis, because diagnosing osteoarthritis within cats is very difficult. Cats, when they have an issue, they're very good at hiding it. They just avoid that action or they just sleep.
Okay.
And everybody thinks my cat's getting older, they're just sleeping more, but they really aren't.
But they're really in pain.
Yeah, if you treat it, they will come back and be like they were 5-10 years younger.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have a new director. So tell me about that individual.
Yes, so we brought in Spencer Breithaupt. He was Vice President of Sales and Supply Chain at MWI Animal Health, our exclusive distributor. So he really knows how the product's going through the channel network. And he retired and took a little convincing of his wife that he could, I won't take up much of his time.
Okay, yeah.
So his wife said, okay, so he joined our board probably about a month ago. So he's got 30, a lot of years in the veterinary field. And, MWI was, for animal health, does $5 billion a year just in the United States. He's also chairman of the Animal Health Technology Corridor, which has about 26, 27 high-level technology companies in the animal health space. And he's chairman of that organization, which, speaks volumes because, for him to come on the board of our company, I think is a good endorsement, because he truly believes we're going to help a lot of animals and a lot of people over time.
Yeah, okay. Well, John, thanks so much for coming back. I want you to come back after the cat study. Come so we can find out.
Absolutely.
How that goes.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you so much. Smart for Life is in the nutraceutical industry. And with me is AJ Cervantes, the CEO, to talk about the company and the industry in general. And AJ, great to have you back here on the show.
Good to see you.
So let's talk about nutraceuticals. This just seems like such a hot area, a lot of interest. People are caring more about their health and wellness. How is the industry right now?
Well, it's interesting. We formed the company in 2018 and we weren't prescient enough to anticipate COVID, but COVID actually served our interest. And to create a public company that's doing serial accretive acquisitions, we only buy profitable companies. We have a commitment to build this company to $100 million a year in revenues within the next 12 months, $300 million in revenues over the next 36 months. Obviously, you can't accomplish that through organic growth, but at the end of the day, you have the ability to do serial acquisitions, brands, manufacturing facilities, certain services, and we've accomplished already 5 acquisitions, 4 of which are in the last 18 months. We have 2 manufacturing facilities, one for nutritional foods, which is in Riviera Beach, Florida, the other which is for vitamins and capsules. That's 22,000 square foot FDA certified facility in West Miami. That facility actually has the capability of putting out over 1 million capsules a day. So it's very high capacity. The facility that we have in Riviera Beach is nutritional foods. We are creating our own products called Smart for Life. Actually, when we acquired the Smart for Life company, we renamed our parent company Smart for Life because we thought that resonated in the capital markets much more than we had a somewhat pretentious name, Bonne Santé, which means good health in French, and changed the name. So we now have that Smart for Life product. So we've got intentionally, we built this so it's a very deep management team that has those capabilities. And as we continue to grow, we're also now starting to look for larger acquisitions in the $30 to $50 million range. But as I said, our intentions within 12 months is to be annualizing $100 million a year, and then 36 months, $300 million a year.
Okay. Okay. So finally, AJ, I mean, just kind of explain, like got a lot going on, it sounds like, with some, the new products and the M&A that you're doing and all that. I mean, anything else kind of on the radar we should look out for 2023?
No, I think it's really, and again, the financials now with everything being restructured. So you then have the ability when you buy these companies to cross-market your capabilities between various companies. Specifically in the case of Greens First, we've now designed a Greens First protein bar. So you've got brand extension, you've got the Greens First corporate operation in Boca, and just 30 miles north of there, you have now a manufacturing operation that can create the Greens First protein bars that taste surprisingly almost identical to the protein powders that people use for Greens First. So the brand extension, the ability to acquire the Sports Illustrated nutrition brand and to have then immediately using your own facilities, your own products, your own chef, your own manufacturing capabilities to now create a Sports Illustrated nutrition bar, another brand extension. So the ability to cross-market goods and services between our various companies represents a major opportunity. And as the company gets better financed, and then we have the ability to actually actualize bringing those products to the market, we think we're going to start to make a lot of noise as we go forward in the health and wellness sector.
Well, I look forward to hearing more about the company. We got to get you back up here to the NASDAQ, although Miami looks beautiful. It would be hard to leave. I understand, but we'll get you up here soon here in the studio.
As a next New Yorker, I actually still keep a place in Midtown East, but I miss New York. But I must say, living in Southern Florida is pretty good.
Yeah, well, it's nice to have both. So you're very fortunate. Well, thank you, AJ, for the update, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Jane. Take care.
The Real Brokerage is revolutionizing the residential real estate agency by pairing technology with the guidance of an agent-led experience. And with me is Michelle Ressler, who is the CFO of the Real Brokerage, and also Tim Macy, an agent and the growth leader with the company as well. So Michelle, let's start with you. So you're using this tech-enabled real estate brokerage. It's traded here at the NASDAQ, REAX, and you're currently in 46 states, 3 Canadian provinces as well. You've had quite a bit of growth lately. I mean, explain the platform and how it works exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we're really proud of the technology we've built. It's one of a kind in the industry and completely proprietary. If you look at the real estate industry, it's the largest asset class and yet has seen very little innovation. It's riddled with paper and manual processes. So Real's technology is a cloud-based platform. It's an operating system that enables our agents to do everything from transaction management and compliance to communicating with their broker, real-time deposits at the closing table, which allows us to also be the fastest paying brokerage in the industry, as well as build all of their marketing materials to brand their business, and 24/7 tech support, and a financial dashboard. We offer a lot. A financial dashboard that offers them key metrics into their business at all times. Through these tools, we enable our agents to focus on what really matters, which is building their business. We have an incredibly collaborative community. Our agents have less noise, less admin, and they're able to build relationships with one another, strengthen the relationships with their clients, which in turn makes them more successful. We empower our agents through our technology with leadership, success, and prosperity.
Sounds like they're having some success as well.
Yeah, and I think too, you mentioned growth. Like, growth is exciting. Like, just getting bigger and higher numbers is awesome. But what I get most inspired about is the quality of people we've grown with. Like, the quality of agents that are coming to join our company has been amazing.
So you're one of the top agents at a real brokerage, fastest growing publicly traded real estate brokerage firm, which we learned, which was amazing. Tell us about your business. What market do you cover? Where do you work, Tim?
Yeah, so I'm in San Antonio, and what's great about Real is that we kind of all work as one big company, and so we have agents all over the country and in Canada, and so it's been a ton of fun to build a network here at Real.
Yeah. How does it help to talk to other agents in other parts of the country? What do you learn?
Yeah, so what's fun is like Ed's in New Jersey, and I'm in San Antonio, and you'll find out like what Ed's doing in New Jersey to help build his business, and then I could take it and do things in San Antonio that maybe people in my market aren't doing. And so by collaborating with agents in these different parts of the country, that agents are doing things that are unique in their markets, that a lot of our people get to take and implement it in their own markets.
Yeah. And interesting. So there's also like a sponsorship program, right?
Yeah.
If somebody is interested in joining. So, I mean, what would you say to somebody potentially who's interested in becoming part of the Real Brokerage? Ed?
If you're looking for a family and a place to collaborate over compete, then this is definitely one of those areas to excel your business, scale your life to that next level. And I say that very confidently because that's exactly the scenario and the situation with my life. You know, switching over to this brokerage, seeing the growth in personal business, and so on and so forth, I've seen the evolution. So if someone's looking to collaborate over compete with others, that's the place. Over the past few years now, the rental market has been very hot, especially in New Jersey. So one thing that my team and I specialize in are apartment complexes. And we work with developers that build these brand new apartment complexes, and we're noticing the younger demographic renting over buying because it's easier, because it's simpler, it's done for you, it's efficient, as Tim is saying.
You have more flexibility in your life if you're renting.
Everything's done for you in a sense, right? So it's very appealing. It's a big trend right now, at least in the tri-state area from what I've noticed.
But I feel like that's got its own issues, right? We have more people renting and less people owning.
Big time. Lots of apartment complexes being built left and right, so new construction, but everything is on the rise, up and down, so, but.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Ed and Tim. Thanks.
Thank you.
Aspira Women's Health is focusing on women's reproductive health. It has a data-driven approach that delivers solutions that help women take control of their gynecological health and empowers providers as well. And so with me is the CEO, Nicole Sandford, and also Ryan Phan, the COO and Chief Scientific Officer. So great to meet you. Great to have you back, Nicole.
Thank you.
So let's just start. Tell me again about Aspira Women's Health and what you're doing.
Sure. So our company is focused on developing advanced diagnostic tools for gynecologic diseases using technology, and we've been focused on gynecologic disease since our inception. So we have more than 2 decades of experience in developing blood-based tests for risk assessment. We started focused on ovarian cancer, which we talked about last time, which affects many women, has been underinvested in for a long time, and is a highly deadly disease as a result of a lack of effective earlier stage diagnostic tools. And we're building out our pipeline to focus on other gynecologic diseases based on the success of that commercial product.
Yeah, and you were talking about the ovarian cancer, like how it's not detected till very late.
Yes, more than 60% of women are diagnosed in stage 3 or stage 4. And the chances of surviving ovarian cancer at that late stage are 30% or less, depending on the type and the stage that it's identified.
It's a real unmet need.
Absolutely.
Clearly. So, Ryan, this is your first time joining us. Tell me about what brought you to Aspira Women's Health.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. You know, really great to be here back in New York. So I joined the company in 2022. So when I first had a phone call from Nicole to discuss the opportunity to join Aspira, I realized the company have three unique things that I really is dear to my professional career, which have been focused mostly on diagnostic space, from academic to clinical setting, and then to commercial setting. So I obtained my education from California and Berkeley, and right here in New York at Columbia, before I complete my postdoc training at Harvard Medical School. Subsequently, I spent almost a decade as a faculty at VA Los Angeles and UCLA School of Medicine, and then joined a company called Cardiac. It's a diagnostic commercial company in San Francisco as the senior executive and medical director prior to join Aspira in 2022. So Aspira have a unique mission that addresses unmet need for patients, starting with women's health. The second thing is, with the extensive experience and the proven technology platform, the company has the unique space for make a big difference in large population, particularly with ovarian cancer, and move on to other gynecology diseases. And with a commercial sales force that most of the company not existing. So with that, I don't have any other reason but to be here to support the team for make a difference for the in women's health.
Ryan, what does this mean for patients?
Well, EndoCheck, we believe it will be a life-changing test for patients because there has been no available diagnostic test for patients. Even though there isn't a cure for endometriosis, there's available FDA-approved medication for reduce the endometriosis symptom. That's actually better than over-the-counter pain reliever or contraceptive medication, which has been empirically treat the endometriosis patient. This medication, however, require the diagnosis of endometriosis. In fact, insurance company requires the evidence of diagnosis prior to approval coverage for this medication, which is rather expensive. So we believe that endometriosis with EndoCheck will speed up the process for patients to have early and accurate diagnosis so they can be available for those approved medication. So truthfully, endometriosis is a difficult and long process for patients to be accurately diagnosed. EndoCheck, we believe, will help for these patients that have been waiting for too long to have access to the test that needed for the care that they need the most.
And just talk to me about the future for Aspira Women's Health. What else are you looking forward to? What are some of the goals you have?
Yeah, so we have another test that we're launching later this year. Well, it's actually a new application for our existing OvaWatch, which is a tool that is used for ovarian cancer initial clinical assessment. So we are hoping to publish new data shortly that will support the use of that test as a serial monitoring tool, which is very significant for women who are diagnosed with adnexal masses.
Okay, Nicole and Ryan, thank you so much for coming back and explaining this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download Secure. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
SMX technology is using blockchain to track and trace products in a variety of industries. And with me is the CEO, Alon, to talk about a new deal you have with Sumitomo out of Japan. So explain that and what you're doing for Sumitomo.
Yes, we are very fortunate to have a Japanese household name, giant Sumitomo, choosing us as their technology. Sumitomo is both a mining sourcing company and one of the biggest trading houses in non-ferrous metals in the world, and we're very fortunate.
Yeah, and you're working with them on the non-ferrous metals.
Yes.
And this is for automotive and aerospace industries. Explain like what you're doing exactly.
So we're working with them on key metals, copper for electronics, aluminum for automotive and aerospace industry, and also everything related to aluminum that goes across the whole transportation segments. So we have electronics, automotive, air and space, and infrastructure. What we provide to Sumitomo as a white label B2B technology is actually to create an industry standard that will create a standard of ethical sourcing. The idea is that every metal in the world that will be sourced will be using the SMX technology, and there will be full transparency as for the provenance and the properties of the metal.
Yeah. Now finally, just so you've got mining, which is a very old industry, and blockchain, which is very new. So it's very interesting how you're bringing the new and the old together to kind of solve a problem.
I agree. What we found is that the big mining, sourcing, and trading houses in metals, they are seeking for ways, technological ways, to have a direct access, and I would say almost to speak with the end client, who really sets the standards and the priority on quality, on sustainability, on ethical sourcing. And we, in that sense, we are their means, we are their toolbox to create this direct dialogue between old, traditional industries that are with us for thousands of years, through the applications and through the new client agenda.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, H, for coming back, and congratulations on your deal with Sumitomo.
Thank you very much for having us today.